Name me 3 years that Tom Brady has had where he was individually a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, because you can't find it. In terms of intangibles, in terms of skill set, Mahomes is significantly a greater quarterback than Tom Brady ever was in his best days. This is not an Aaron Rodgers thing where Aaron Rodgers just could fling the football off his back foot, the great ball placement, just a superior talent, but having a lot of playoff failures. Mahomes is a different breed than Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes is not only way more talented than Aaron Rodgers, but he's also more brilliant. He's also smarter. He makes better decisions with the ball. He can extend plays better. I believe his arm is stronger. I believe his ball placement is better than Aaron Rodgers, if you're going to believe that. I totally understand all the Brady stands or the Patriots stands to try to argue that Brady is literally a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I totally believe that to be true. As much as there's throws that Aaron Rodgers could make on the football field that Tom Brady can't, there's also plenty of things that Brady could do that Aaron Rodgers can't. And playing the quarterback position is way more than just pure talent and arm talent. This is not a wide receiver thing where it's about how good are your hands, how well could you separate, how well could you catch the football, how well could you create space. This isn't basketball where it's how big are you, how strong are you, how well could you shoot, how well could you finish at the rim, pass, defend, etc. The quarterback position is probably the most important in terms of mental capacity and how well you could handle pressure. And it's all about intelligence and football IQ, which in terms of intelligence and IQ, Brady is way more superior than any other quarterback in NFL history, which ultimately why he's been so successful and why we can call him the greatest quarterback in NFL history. How clutch he is on third down, how clutch he is in the fourth quarter, the way he could lead a team, get guys engaged, no matter what their circumstances. Look at Antonio Brown, for example. Been in and out of the league. He was a top wide receiver, and then he couldn't find a job. Comes to Tampa Bay, and back being successful. Why? That's the leadership of Tom Brady. Rob Gronkowski coming out of retirement, having a huge impact in the Super Bowl with 2 touchdowns. Things like that are why Brady is so successful. We know that on those third and shorts or fourth and shorts, he's a guaranteed first down or touchdown with those 1-yard QB sneaks. Brady has just intangibles and in terms of intelligence that no other quarterback ever has. His decisions with the football, again, his clutching, that's what makes Brady so superior than others. Just because he's not necessarily the most talented in terms of athleticism, he can't rush, he's not mobile, he's not going to throw on the run, off his back foot, extend plays. That's why Brady is regarded as less talented than Aaron Rodgers, or not as good as Aaron Rodgers, but that ship has sailed. Tom Brady is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, is a combination of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady combined, but better than both of them. In terms of pure talent, arm talent, Mahomes versus Brady, it's really not close. Mahomes has a stronger arm. I believe he's more accurate. He extends plays better than anybody in the history of the game. And a lot of that, when the offensive line breaks down, the way he can extend plays and get his receivers open is something I've never seen before. And a luxury that is to have as a talent is just simply superior. The way he could move out of the pocket, the way he can make defenders miss tackles is just special. And I mean, we've seen those throws in the Super Bowl, going off his back foot, rolling left, getting hit as he throws, still hits his receiver in the helmet. Making a throw parallel to the ground, hitting a receiver in the helmet, and then dropping it. I mean, throws that he makes are just something that I've never seen before. In terms of his counting numbers, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards in his first season as a starter, winning MVP. Aaron Rodgers has never thrown for 5,000 yards, never thrown for 50 touchdowns. We've seen Brady throw for 50 touchdowns in 2007. That's about it. Peyton Manning is the all-time leading record of 53 touchdowns in 2013 with the Denver Broncos. So if we're going to talk about something like that, his numbers, I mean, this past year, Mahomes led the league with 4,700 yards, I believe, threw for 38 touchdowns just for 6 interceptions. So his numbers are just as great as everybody else's. And again, we still haven't even seen his peak yet. I still believe he's going to get better. Patrick Mahomes is still going to get much better than he already has been. I don't think you could say that the first 3 years is going to be his best 3 years. And that just goes to show you his greatness. And in terms of his intelligence and brilliance, he does not make mistakes. The kid really does not make mistakes. He doesn't turn the football over a lot. And the way he gets his receivers open is something that's a very underrated intangible about Patrick Mahomes. We've seen numerous times where he is reading DBs, he's looking off DBs, getting his receivers open, drawing a safety away from the double coverage. That is making his receivers better. And a lot of people try to say, oh, well, he's got Tyreek Hill, he's got Travis Kelce. That's arguably the best tight end in the league and the best receiver in the league. Mahomes is making them better than they are. And it's not to take anything away from them. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league, no matter what team he's on. Tyreek Hill is a top 5 wide receiver. Do I think he's the best wide receiver in the league? No. He's a super fast human being, the fastest player in the NFL, playing the quarterback position. So in terms of intelligence, in terms of clutch genes, which Mahomes, I still believe is the most clutch player in the NFL. And in terms of talent, Mahomes is already better than Tom Brady's ever been on his best day. I don't believe there's ever a season there's no season in Tom Brady's career that I would take over Patrick Mahomes. I really wouldn't. Whether it's his MVP season, whether it's last year when they won the Super Bowl, or this year where they made the Super Bowl. And then his offensive line simply disappointed him. In terms of catching Brady as the GOAT, we really need to see him. Now, he needs more rings, of course. People are always going to hold that against him. Look at Aaron Rodgers. As talented as he is, one Super Bowl appearance, that's not going to cut it. The Chiefs, being in the AFC, which in my eyes, there's not many teams that can compete with the Chiefs anytime soon. The Buffalo Bills had a cute Cinderella story. I think it stops there. The Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry, sure, I believe was the MVP of the league. I mean, he's sensational as well. The Titans are not competing with the Kansas City Chiefs, especially with that really poor defense. And the Baltimore Ravens, don't get me started on them. I've never been a believer in them, and I never will be. That team is not competing with the Chiefs. So I believe the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl or competing in the AFC Championship game just about every single year. And Mahomes racking up those accolades, racking up MVPs, that's how I think he's going to be able to catch the GOAT. But what I really wanted to get into in terms of Patrick Mahomes, lost it. In terms of Patrick Mahomes being the GOAT, here's the thing. Mahomes, I believe, is one of 3 athletes currently standing on planet Earth where if you poke the bear, if you touch them the wrong way, you say one thing to go against them, I believe you're going to regret it. When you don't poke the bear always bites back. And there's 3 athletes I'm talking about. Patrick Mahomes is one of those dudes I believe is that guy. The other guy is Tom Brady, and the other guy is LeBron James. Now let me expand. Tom Brady, this is probably his most impressive Super Bowl run. Did he do it by himself? Did he carry the Buccaneers? Absolutely not. But what he did as an individual, he had a phenomenal year. Last year, Tom Brady, his last year with the New England Patriots, his last pass ever with the Patriots is a pick six, and that's how he left the Patriots. People tried to make the claim he should retire, and he's washed, and his days are officially over at age 42. He threw for 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. They lost in the wild card round of the playoffs, and Brady did not look like Tom Brady. That was probably the worst year of his career, at least since his rookie year, or his first year as a starter, rather. And then what happened? He heard the noise from the media, from the fans. Brady's a system quarterback. He needs Bill Belichick to be successful. Bill Belichick is the reason that they were so successful. He's the main reason that dynasty has been so successful. It's not really Tom Brady because he's a system quarterback. He can't do it in another system. Brady heard the noise, but he is that dude. Do not mess with him. Do not tell him he can't because he hears you, and he's going to prove you wrong. And I think him going to Tampa Bay was exactly that. He was taking a shot at everyone who doubted him. You don't believe me? You think I could only do it in New England? Watch me go to Tampa Bay, the team with the worst winning percentage in NFL history. Watch me go there and watch me dominate. Watch me be a top 5 quarterback still. Watch me win the Super Bowl. And that's what he did. This is a season where they had no OTAs, no training camp, and no preseason at age 43, which no quarterback outside of Warren Moon even made it close to this far in their career, being this successful rather. And a lot of people still doubted him. People compared Brady going to the Buccaneers, Jordan going to the Wizards. I mean, if that's not a shot at Brady, I don't know what is. LeBron James is in a very similar boat than Tom Brady. Very similar. His first year with the Los Angeles Lakers, the Lakers jump off to a 20-14 start, the number 4 seed in the Western Conference. And in some people's eyes, he was the favorite to win league MVP in year 16. We know what happened on Christmas Day. Goes down with the groin injury. And then what happens? He misses 5 to 6 weeks. And when he comes back, the Lakers are the 10 seed. And it's still, there were, I believe, 2 games out when he returned against the Clippers that one night. And it's like, oh, man, here it is. LeBron's back. He's going to carry them into the playoffs. And what do you know? LeBron had the worst stretch of his career. He looked disinterested. He looked like he didn't want any of those guys to be his teammates anymore. That's why he tried to trade the entire roster for Anthony Davis, which we saw how that aged. And there were some goofballs out there who said LeBron James is better off being traded. Jeff Van Gundy, shout out to you, said on national TV, on a game against the Celtics, the Lakers are better off trading LeBron James. The amount of bad takes that were on LeBron were ridiculous. How he's washed. He doesn't have it anymore. He was in Hollywood to make movies. He didn't want to play basketball anymore. He just wanted his family to grow up in LA. He never was there to win a championship. He never was. All he wanted to do was be in Hollywood, be there for the spotlight. The Lakers should just trade LeBron, right? And LeBron's a guy, when he hears a noise, he talks about it. And he talked all year long in the offseason. This is revenge season. He's coming for the throne. Remember Kawhi Leonard, Finals MVP in 2019? They told him that that Kawhi Leonard was the best player in the world. Kawhi Leonard in the offseason and on opening night taking shots at LeBron. Oh, with his I'm the king of LA. I got my crown keychain that I'm the king. LA is Kawhi Town. It's his city because I'm the best player in the world. He went to the Clippers after there were rumors he was going to join LeBron and Anthony Davis with the Lakers. And then what happened? After all that noise that Kawhi Leonard brought, going to LA, bringing George Paul no less with him, supposedly, according to some, the best wing duo since MJ and Pippen. That's what they told me. That's the best wing duo since MJ and Pippen. The Clippers were the favorites all year long to win the championship. That's what they told me, right? And then what happened? I believe Patrick Mahomes is that dude. He's going to be the greatest athlete of our generation, at least. I believe he'll be right there with LeBron James in terms of just the greatest pure athlete that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I believe this Super Bowl loss was the best thing that could have happened to Mahomes. They've just had so much success where it was just unrealistic. Some things Mahomes has had. His first year as a starter, 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards, going to the AFC Championship game, and literally the only reason they lost. D Ford lining up 6 inches offside, which had no correlation to the play whatsoever, even though it was the right call. Brady throws an interception to lose the game. We think the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. Nope. Overturn. The Patriots score a touchdown to tie the game, 31-31. Then we know what happens in overtime. Mahomes never touched the ball. There was nothing he could do there. And then the next year, missing time in the regular season, had that knee injury. And then in that playoff run, probably the greatest playoff run individually I've ever seen in my life. I mean, being down 24-0 in the second quarter, and then taking the lead in the second quarter. They scored on 7 straight possessions. Mahomes in that playoff run looked like you would in Madden. If you just take the difficulty down to rookie and just tear alive that defense, that's what Mahomes looked like against the Texans. Again, against the Titans, having one of the best runs I've ever seen in my life. That one touchdown he had against the Titans. Down 10 in that game, blew out the Titans. Down 10 points late in the Super Bowl against the top defense in the 49ers. Comes back and wins Super Bowl MVP. And then this year, it looked like this was just too easy of a path for the Chiefs. I mean, they had they were 14-1 going into week 17 before Mahomes sat out. And which he played week 17, he could have had a better case for MVP. And then, I mean, they beat the Browns even though Mahomes got hurt. They were down 9-0 against the Bills, and they absolutely steamrolled them. It just seemed like no teams could compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. And they went into a team that was just better than them. They went on the road in Tampa Bay and lost to a team that was simply better than them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were better than the Kansas City Chiefs. And the offensive line, as many injuries as they had, let Mahomes down, and Mahomes just ran for his life. Ran for 500 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, there was nothing more Mahomes could have did in that game to put the Chiefs in a better position to win. He doesn't play defense. He can't throw the ball to himself. Tyreek Hill dropped a touchdown. Damian Williams dropped a touchdown, both of them hitting their face masks. 2 of the greatest throws I've ever seen in my life. Travis Kelce dropped 2 passes, one of them being a key third down. One bomb that Travis Kelce also dropped. Mahomes had no help there. There was nothing he could have done. But what this did, this poked the bear. He will be back. I totally believe LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady are those 3 athletes do not poke the bear. Social media went off on Patrick Mahomes. He will never be better than Brady. The GOAT discussion is over. Brady's a better quarterback than him right now. He hears it. I believe he's coming back with a vengeance. I believe he's going to have something to prove. I believe he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I'm expecting Patrick Mahomes to win League MVP next year. I am. I'm predicting him to win League MVP. I think he's going to have the best season of his career next year. And I'm going to pick him to win Super Bowl MVP. He's just not a guy I'm going to bet against. That's why I believe Mahomes is that dude. This is a perfect opportunity to prove I hear the noise. I am still the king. I am the best. I'm going to be the greatest of all time. This year, in year 4 as a starter is the opportunity for Mahomes.